Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the INT Goku Daima Mini and how good he is at 55% in the hidden potential system. So managed to get a good look at Goku, managed to find a friend that was 55%, which I think overall is not too bad, if I'm going to be honest with you. So yeah, I wanted to take a look at him and just kind of see just how good he is. Now this is Battle for the Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm, Super Saiyan Goku Mini Daima, and he is a transformation boost or Dragon Ball Seekers category lead, which is obviously very interesting. But also an extra 30% for pure Saiyans or accelerated battle. It's not the craziest leader skill. It's okay. I think it's not too bad. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's great. It's kind of one of those in between ones, if I'm being honest. It's one that I think is fine. It could be better, could be worse. I for one not too worried about it, but either way, really solid. And yeah, of course, I think overall he's a good unit. Greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns on the super, and also raises allies attack by 41%. I think this is crucial, as this is quite a significant component to how good he is. Then he also activates his entrance animation. During that time he has 20% damage reduction, as well as also having an extra 20% evasion. Key plus 3, 200% attack and defense, damage reduction of 30%, high chance of evasion. So then you also have that extra 20% for the first turn, so it's actually 70% chance, which is pretty good. Then you also have, of course, the aside from that, you have the additional 100% plus the additional 20% evasion, obviously in the first slot, which is very interesting. Then you also have the additional attack of 100% and the high chance of an additional super in the second slot. You have the additional 200% defense when receiving an attack. We've seen with Tech Gotenks how strong and powerful that is. Then you have that build up of 50% attack per turn with each attack received or evaded up to 200%. And then starting from the 5th turn, or from the 5th evasion, sorry, and from the 6th turn, you also obviously have that really solid attack of 159% and attacks effective against all types. So good stuff. All in all, really solid stuff, really solid unit. In terms of build, he is an additional evasion unit for people. I guess that's the best defensive build, but for me, although he has attacks effective against all types, I do still think functionally his best bet is to have that how can I say that, like, crit. I think that's just his best functionality in terms of like defense and everything, but hey, that's just me. But yeah, overall I would say he's really good. His link set is great, very generic, very good, very stable. Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, all in the family. All really strong links prepared for battle, and they're also very common, so not hard to get or anything like that. Really good strong link sets that don't give you issues. So I think there's a lot of merit to his link set, and just in general there's a lot of merit to him as a character. I think he's really solid. So good overall, I will say. For me, definitely more generic than Glorio. So he's kind of your standard great second slot unit, decent first slot unit type of character. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but that is just what he is in terms of his functionality. Of course, there are still other things that he does great. Like I said, that's not to diminish him or anything, but he is just that way inclined. He does just look more like a great second slot unit that you're going to enjoy using more than anything else. Of course, again, like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just how he is. In terms of everything else, so functionally, obviously on quite a few categories: accelerated battle, bond, parent child, Dragon Ball Seekers, Earthgrid Fighters, Goku's family, Kamehameha, Power Beyond, Super Saiyan, etc. And I think one thing that I will say is really good with him, he is not very limited. So he's a great unit that has, features himself on a lot of categories, has very minimal limitations in terms of his functionality and design. Doesn't need a lot to get his passive active, doesn't need a lot to get everything else active around him, doesn't need certain units or certain this to make him work. He doesn't need any of that stuff. He just functions at a purely high level, and I think in that regard is very, very good. So I really like I really like that capability about him. Other than that, of course, there is questions that can be made about him. I think he definitely doesn't hit maybe as hard as I would have liked him to hit. Not that he's doesn't hit hard, but I don't think he hits as hard. I think you need dupes to really see him go to that crazy level. And I do think there is a little bit of a rough situation for him in terms of not being able to have evasion. He needs to have evasion to have a really high level of how can I say, an incredibly high level of functionality and stuff like that. I think he has to have evasion to be defensively sound, which is just one of those things. Like, if you disable his evasion, I think he's just not nearly the same unit, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. It's not a bad thing for a unit to be evasion dependent, but the big thing is that MUI Goku and him don't share the most categories in the world, so it is a little bit of a slight limitation for him due to the fact that he doesn't share the most insane categories to enable him to do that. He's not sharing the categories required for him to have UI Goku and to thus activate that full passive and everything. So that's the only real shame that I would say for him overall. I do think otherwise he is really good still. I think he's a really fun unit. Animations are superb, and I think he's going to be great in a lot of in-game content. Like I said, the biggest problem I think ultimately is that there is just a few limitations for him. But I think ultimately at the end of the day he's good. I don't think you should have any real problems with using Goku or trying to use Goku. I think he's incredibly easy to use, and I think at the end of the day that's really probably where my thoughts on Goku lie. I think if you're someone who's trying to use him, I think you're going to have an incredibly easy time. And I think link-wise, he's very easy to use. Like I said, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, all of these things are so simple to use link-wise, so easy to use, and you shouldn't have massive issues in doing so. So hopefully you can enjoy and use him to the best of his abilities. But of course, just let me know what your thoughts are down below. I think he's a really fun unit that has a very simple design if you boil things down to it, but who's incredibly reliable and has very high, solid floor levels of performance. He doesn't have a massive ceiling, but I think he's one of those units that starts out great and just is great, instead of being one of those units that starts out slow and builds up really quickly. I think he's just really good, gets better, and then stays really, really good overall. I think that's probably the best way to describe him. But that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So just let me know your thoughts on Goku, if you've used him or not, and otherwise I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, and let me know your thoughts on Goku and just the Daima units in general. Have you used them? Have you not? How do you think they do? And that's probably about it from me. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, and if you do have any queries, let me know. It's always great to see. But that's it from me. Bye.